We live though. We live. We live. Y'all welcome to the Chop Up Show. We give it a minute as y'all come on
I've
in.
been meaning to. I need to write down some shit so I can get to it. You know.
Man, come on in.
So the snap chop is we talking about Pride, G.
Yeah,
Pride in the
man.
barbershop.
We getting into. Yeah, man. It's June. You feel me? It's one of our first shows of the month of June. June just happened to be Pride month. You know, shout out to all the LGBTQ, especially the Black LGBTQ. You feel me? We have a conversation.
That would be me. Thank you, George.
You know, yeah. Shout out to you, T. You know what I'm saying?
What's good, Kiki? What's
Maybe
good?
I feel like we are a little later than usual, but y'all know what time. It's summertime though, man. So you know.
Summertime.
What up, Pinky, Jamar, Nikki? How y'all doing today, man? Tap in with us.
What's up, Pinky for?
Tell a friend, tell a friend, and tell a friend about to have us a good show tonight. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna get into some interesting things. We're gonna be talking about we're gonna talk about Pride. But we also gonna talk about labor. Yeah, it's the Chop Up. We get into shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We talking labor statistics. We talking what our relationship to labor and what it should look like post COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so we really get into some shit.
Conservative sympathizers, if y'all are looking for, you know what I'm saying, something to be like, this is communism taking over our country. Goddamn it, you about to get a whole bunch of capitalist criticisms in this conversation about labor and employment.
Facts.
So, you know, get your screen recording ready. You feel me?
Also, we will be talking about we talking about the Ethiopia Tigray conflict. All right,
yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the Horn of Africa. You feel me?
Right. We talked about the Palestinian Israeli conflict. But why we? You know what I'm saying, it's the continent. You feel me? We got some wild things going on the continent that need to be discussed, but also our relationship to those things based on our perspective. So we're gonna be getting into some interesting dialogue tonight. I hope y'all got your pens and pads ready to learn something.
Hey, and the Three of Beauty said, I thought you was talking about baby delivery labor. Like, oh, I got you. I got to say, hey, Three of Beauty, you know, on our show, we love to keep it intersectional. So you bet your bottom dollar, goddamn it.
Hey,
that, you know what I'm saying? Delivery labor will come up one way or another in this conversation about labor. Cause you know what I'm saying? You know, in this old pandemic, whatever you want to call it these days.
Yeah, Jamar then finally graduated. Finally, gosh. All right, nah.
Hey, Noel, shout out to Noel too. Hey, next week, man, I'm being Littleton, Toya.
Are you going out there?
I'm going out there next week, man. Shout out to the Rado.
Shout out to Noel.
Shout out to the lovely whites of Littleton. You know what I'm saying?
I won't be in Littleton, but my face virtually will be there for 6 weeks starting in July. So I'm excited, you know, to have a good time.
6 weeks.
Eventually, me and you're gonna pop out there. We got some long-term training going down. You know what I'm saying? Some long-term training going down. But pretty soon we're gonna have to hit a tag team and go out there and show them what we got together. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and shout out to allies too, like Noel though. You feel me? Right now I think right now in our country we having a real interesting moment.
Yeah,
we had a lot of people last summer, like literally a year to this date. You know what I'm saying? That was burning fire. You know what I'm saying, for showing their solidarity with Black people and trying to do X, Y, and Z. And I feel like most people then kind of fell off with it. But Noel has been, you know what I'm saying, stayed invested, you feel me? And I know it's not just some performative shit. I know
you know what I'm saying? The epitome of keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? Over 365 days later, Noel done stayed tapped in. So you know what I'm saying?
Like officially on the Chop Up, we fuck with Noel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So she got that stamp. We
could serve as one archetype of many different ways you could, you know what I'm saying, position yourself as an ally and accomplice, you feel me, to Blackness and Black people. You know what I mean?
You know my favorite part about this too? It don't feel, you know how it feel, you know how it can feel. It don't feel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite part. It could, but it don't feel. And y'all know what I'm talking about.
So what's understood, they gotta be explained.
But what can be explained is how we get this show started. Damo, tell them what's about to happen real quick.
All right, well, before I'll bring it in. Fuck it. I ain't do it.
I was about to say it is your turn.
Yeah. But well, you know, we start the show the way that we always start the show. I know how it goes. Let's get it.
Me, my guys, we really live. Lord, forgive me, pay my tithes. Please don't have me reach inside. And that's in the console. Keep the semi when I ride. Lit off Henny when I drive. In the city, we gon' slide. Bet I be there pronto.
Yes, but I'll be there pronto. Y'all know what it is. This is the Chop Up. And it wouldn't be a black program if we didn't start it out with saying, y'all know what it is. Shout out to Jermaine Dupri. But we are here. This is the Chop Up Show, episode 78. We cranking them out. We getting it in. We keep coming back. It's too much shit to talk about. It's too much shit not being talked about. You know what I'm saying? For us to not be here. I am Damo, the political plug, as y'all know. And I am here with...
Man, it's your girl, Toya G. What's good? I'm free, y'all. It's a Monday where I'm not actively being employed. I am actively employed by California State University of Fullerton. Go Titans over here. But I have not taught a class in a week. And my God, I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. It's also Gemini season. Birthday's coming soon.
Gemini season.
I know we celebrate all June long. So, Cash App is at Toya G. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can hit. Listen, I'm going to drop all my info for y'all because it's about that time. 32 is loaded.
Yeah, and y'all can drop off a little extra for Juneteenth and Pride Month.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Juneteenth,
Come
Pride
on,
Month, and birthday.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
If you're going to do it.
So go on and drop it down. You feel me?
If you're going to do it.
Tell me something. Talk to me. But it's good to be with y'all. I see Nico in the comments. I see Marquise in the comments. We're going to answer that question in just a second. Noel, big love to you. Everybody, big love to y'all. But you know who else I'm with? Talk to me.
Oh, George Lee, aka Consciously. Don't forget the Lee. GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com. I got it for you. What you need, whether you want some merch, whether you want some workshop facilitations, whether you want some consultation. Yeah, damn, going on. Slide to GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com. I'm gonna keep it real rap raw with you. And you know what time it is, man. It's time for the Chop Up Show where we keep it chopped up, never slopped up, real rap raw. Shout out to everybody that's keeping it ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Especially the educated and ratchet, because we exist.
Period.
Yeah, out there.
Hello.
In the streets. But to get the conversation started, definitely got a lot of interesting dialogue. Lee,
hey,
started out with the Snapchat.
Jumping right into this conversation, y'all know that it's June, and for y'all that don't know, in the month of June, not only is it Toya's birthday, you feel me? Not only is June the month of Juneteenth, June is also the month of Pride Month. You feel me? If you don't know, you know what I'm saying, how June became Pride Month, I encourage you to do a little research over me searching, go find out what Sister Marcia and Sister Sylvia had did. You feel me? And that old what was it called? It was called the it's tip of my tongue right now. The ride. They call it a ride.
The wall. Stonewall.
The Stonewall riots.
Stonewall riots, you feel me? If you don't know about that, but listen though, as a straight black man, I always loved going to the barbershop. I always felt like the barbershop was a great place for me to go get some therapeutic vibes, for me to go check out, you know what I'm saying, some conversation with other black men. But recently, due to different people that I follow, I've found that other people go to the barbershop and they don't look forward to having the great experience that I have. So my question to y'all specifically being in this Pride Month, you feel me, is what is your experience at the barbershop? Is it therapeutic or something that you dread?
So do you have barbershop experiences?
I'm gonna tell you about my barbershop experience. Not since, but I will tell you about my barbershop experience. My brother actually, shout out to Kansas City, Kansas. This is one time I will shout out KCK. What you say?
The dots.
It's about to be a story. I think I know the story.
Wyandotte County.
I am gonna go ahead and hat tip that story real quick. I have a brother.
Shout out to Wyandotte County.
Yeah, a barbershop in Wyandotte County. Eric, my brother Eric owns a shop called Clipping the Please. So if y'all want to go holler at him real quick, he gets you right in KCK. I think it's off of State or something like that. I don't know none of them streets over there. But check out Clipping the Please. At any rate, when I went to this barbershop, and George is actually talking about something I wasn't gonna get to, but I am gonna talk about. Me and my brother are we got a 21 year gap between us. My mom and my dad are 10 years apart. So he was a grown man by the time I was born, right? At 30 Beauty, I peeped his face as well. But it's a big gap. So my brother reached out to me, in our adulthood, like, let's close the gap. Let's bridge the gap. We ain't even got to include my father. You know what I'm saying? You can just come and hang out with me and just say, what's up? Come see me when you come in town. Because, I've always lived out of town since I was like 18. So I said, bet. I come into town, and I'm going to get to the barbershop question here, where I say the way that I feel about barbershops was I was scared of shit. Because he was like, just meet me at the shop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm going to this hyper masculine place. This is back when I had a fro. And so
Was it the baby? Was the baby fro?
It was baby fro. It was baby fro. And so I was coming in to just get taped up. I was like, just clean me up real quick. You know, we'll use it as a 1 and 2 trip where you can hook me up in the back, whatever. Don't touch the front. I'm kind of scared about that part. But you know what I'm saying? Get me right. I was scared.
That's the professional. That's the professional.
Get me up in the back. Let's talk a little bit. Make it as non-awkward as possible, but I knew I was going into a very masculine space. So y'all, I kid y'all not, and this is where it connects to George's face a second ago. I went into the barbershop and I almost immediately looked down. Like I didn't feel like it was a space I was supposed to be. Like my feminine energy, I didn't feel like it would be celebrated. I didn't know what I was bringing into that space, and I'm not the most girly girl, you know what I'm saying, and walking around in presentation either, but I also was like my masculine energy could be misread. I didn't know what to think. I was scared. So I went in very shrunk, very small. And as a result of me, and this is where it gets interesting, y'all about to hear something crazy. My father was not in my life. You know what I'm saying? My whole life, he was around till I was like 2, and then he dipped. And he had already had his kids because he was way older than my mama. He was like, all right, I already raised kids, did whatever. So it was what it was. I was so busy making myself small in this barbershop, not looking up, not paying attention, not whatever. I'm in my phone, I'm talking to him, whatever, y'all. The same man that I did not see for at that point, probably 26 years of my life, was sitting in that barbershop. Didn't know it. Was sitting 2 seats away from him. But because I was so busy on my phone, doing whatever, scared as shit to just look around and I didn't feel like I was allowed to be in the business of the barbershop. I don't know what it was. I just felt weird. Like I literally stayed small. This man proceeded to take a little baby leave. I get in the chair for my brother to edge me up in the back. He reached in my ear. He leaned in my ear and said, I didn't want to say nothing because and I understood. I was mad, but I understood at the same time. He said after 25 plus years, he was like, I just didn't feel like y'all needed to have a reunion like that in this space like that. So I didn't want to put a pressure on you and be like, that's your dad, this, that, together. So he just close. He was like, it was a hard decision, but I decided not to even tell you that was him because this just ain't the space for that.
Yeah, you know? It wasn't. That's a lot of emotion. That's a lot of shit to work through.
I don't want to deal with that around a whole bunch of niggas I don't know specifically. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're already in an unfamiliar place. And then plus, like you have the relationship, and you building this with your brother. You building this with your brother. Like y'all are there. Why why damper that? Yeah, so I get it.
Exactly. And I don't trust men in those moments to have the emotional support that I need. And I think he understood that wasn't probably the place where I was gonna get the whatevers. You know what I'm saying? So it was interesting. That day was, my connection to barbershops was very interesting because of that, because it was not a place where I could navigate emotions and feelings and shit like that. But a huge part of that was because I was too busy as a woman and as a woman, kind of masculine and center, like little 51-49 split. I was trying to make myself small and stay out the way and not encroach on a space that I felt like wasn't, engaging for me. So that's my connection to the barbershop, the saga of Toya Green's daddy.
What's your experience at the barbershop, man?
Well, I mean, you definitely know, as a cisgender black male, it's home. You know what I'm saying? It's
let me for y'all that don't know too. When he say cisgender, that means that he identifies with the gender that he was assigned at birth, and we just acknowledging that.
Let me say that cisgender heterosexual black male. Let me put it all out there on the table.
Yeah,
I fit the criteria of being comfortable at the black male barbershop. This is when things started getting unique though, right? A lot of the conversation about black, because it's when I find me a good black barbershop, I'm straight. Like I go in there, we talk sports. Look, you see, I said I'm straight. That's funny. It's really funny to tell you. But wait, that's a story for another day. I'm straight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whole another day.
That's a story for another day. So I go in there. I'm comfortable. I talk sports. I mean, shit. I fucked around both the barbershops that I found because one of my barbers left on me because niggas in their barbers is like a relationship. Like one of my barbers moved to fucking Vegas.
Yeah.
I was hot, bro. Like I'm talking about. I walk in the barbershop. It's black. It's a black dude. Like an Asian dude, white dude, all of them tatted up. It's anime pictures all on the wall. They listening to the, to the new little baby, to the JB, JB, all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, like it was perfect. You feel me? I was home, nigga. We talked anime and rap music, nigga. It was lit. Right. Then that nigga move. I find another barbershop. It's like with the same type of vibe, and I'm like, yo, this is dope. We do that. This is where it switched though. Like because of my relationships, my friendships, my familial ties with people from the queer community, like my relationship with Toya, you know what I'm saying? Like many of the relationships that we've developed, it's been a lot of conversations that we've had. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that always stood out to me was like the perspective when people attempt to make the argument that black men are like the white men of black people. You feel me? Right. And because we're able to sit in certain privileges, we able to, you know what I'm saying, we embrace certain things without speaking out against whatever. And so the one thing that because of, you know what I'm saying, who I care about, because of who I listen to, the one thing that I'm not comfortable with is sitting in certain spaces and participating in certain dialogue, right? Like when nigga, because you always got your nigga complaining about his baby mama. You always got the nigga that bitches ain't, you know what I'm saying? Those things are definitely there, and they play a
normalized.
Role. It's normalized, right? And in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking like you ain't about to get nah. It's like nah, I gotta be the nigga that's like, I mean, but come on, bro, like you feel me?
Yeah.
Because if I'm thinking about the people that I fuck with, if they heard the conversations that I was allowing to happen and not speaking up, not saying something, not pushing back, you feel me? Like it ain't about like I don't have to dictate and dominate and you know what I'm saying, lecture every nigga, but for me, I'm not about to sit there and take part in, even though we all kicking it, you know what I'm saying, I'm not about to sit there and take part in some shit that I know, you know what I'm saying, it's just not right. Like I had my barber, he fuck with Kevin Samuels. I told that nigga straight up, like, nah, bro. Like this is one of the few things, we both Lakers fans, we fuck with Kobe tough, we got a lot of things in common, but when that nigga brought up Kevin Samuels, it was nah, like that nigga hate black women, bro. He was like, nah, but you know, he makes sense. And nah, because I've gotten to the point to where it's like, I'm cool with being the nigga that's like, that's not okay. You feel me? That is at this point, that don't scare me no more. I'm a grown man. I don't give a fuck about what other men think about my blackness, my sexuality, my nothing. That shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like our culture probably has given us a bunch of different phrases and slang to be able to use, but it sounds like even in that moment, there's a perfect phrase that we've come up in our generation with to use, and that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to elaborate. You ain't got to go. Somebody says something, you be like, nah, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and whether they want to dwell on it, interrogate what you mean by that, or whether they just take it and be like, okay, so that's not the person I need to bring that shit to. Okay, next conversation, next line.
Yeah, right. We can keep it cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm gonna let you know, bro. Like, I fuck with you. You my barber, but I don't feel comfortable talking like that with me. Like you can talk like that with them other niggas. I'm sure y'all will.
I'm not the one to talk with that. Yeah, it's not my. I think that I feel like I've never thought about it consciously until today when I seen somebody's, you know what I'm saying? I seen somebody make a post today, you feel me? And he was like, to this day, I still have bad experiences and a lot of anxiety when I go to barbershops. I now have been in therapy and X, Y, and Z. So I started thinking of, damn, I'm not surprised by what he was talking about. So I started thinking about my first experiences of when I started the peep game. But like, okay, I'm a straight dude in the barbershop and we all talking kiki, and then the gay dude walk in and everybody gets silent. You feel me? Somebody busts out with somebody say a joke, or somebody, you know what I'm saying, do something. Somebody do something homophobic, or
make a face. You know what I'm saying? Be like, make a noise. Be like, oh, nigga, I ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Here's my question though. Why do y'all think? Wait a minute. How much do y'all think the paranoia and fear of the gay agenda plays into justifying niggas being weird when, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's not straight goes to the barbershop? Like, how much do we think that, you know what I'm saying, that paranoia, fear, black, or the gay agenda play into this?
I mean, I think it does a lot, right? One of the things that some people in the comments might know, I know Nico knows about me, Damo and George know about me, is that I cut hair. And so one of the things I've considered a lot, just because I'm not in no barber chair and I'm 5'1.5", you know what I'm saying? So I got to get up on these 6 foot torsos. You know what I'm saying? I got to kind of pull up on you and do.
We're the same height sitting down.
You know, I mean, in a lot of ways, you know what I'm saying? So I've had to consider, or I thought a lot about how much my breast is in your face. I'm touching your lip. Like I saw a funny ass clip.
And Toya got some gentle hands too. She'd be like,
because I got to know how to hold you. You know what I'm saying? But I saw this funny ass clip. It was like in a barbershop, and it was like, what if your barber went like this to you? Like they was lining up your lip and they went like this. And just like,
yo, I died.
Yeah, and the dude was like, he took a video of them doing that. He was like, nigga, what are you doing? And so I say all this to say, just thinking about the closeness of bodies and how you have to be completely benign about that, right? You have to be completely kind of just okay with being close and understand this neutrality or assume this neutrality and not think nobody's up to nothing. And just I'm up here, y'all straddling niggas' legs and stuff because I'm trying to get your points right. You know what I'm saying?
Like
I'm trying to. Yeah. I'm up in your shit.
Getting bow leg and shit. She got to get her bow leg.
I do. And so as I think about then, you know, heteronormativity, how that gets violated and compromised just by acts of grooming, like being in a barbershop, and then the double and triple thinking that everybody in exchange is probably doing when they dealing with a gay person, just because they think that everybody, you know, gay person is gonna try to hit on them.
Right.
They don't
like you're not supposed to make eye contact.
Exactly. Or I don't want to.
Man, now you say this. I always used to have debates. You know what I'm saying, when niggas growing up in Bryan, Texas, because it's normalized for you to go to the barbershop and the person that's grooming your hair be a dude. The person that started my locks was a man. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And I used to always debate with dudes on why it's not gay, or why I don't think it's suspect, or why I don't think it's weird that I had a man start mine. I'm like, bro, you go to the barbershop once every week or once every other week, and you have it, and you sit in the man's chair. I sat in his chair, bro. So another question: do we think heteronormativity plays so crazy where dudes think it's gay to get their hair done by another man if it's not getting their hair cut?
Bro, to even flip that, dudes don't want a woman cutting their hair. A lot of niggas don't want a woman cutting their hair.
That's one thing that's one thing I've just never heard. Like all the men that I've talked to have been like, yeah, I love it when women cut my hair. Like I'm into it, whatever. I like it. Now to answer George's question, because I don't want to hardcore disagree with you or undermine your experience. I've always heard niggas be like, I love that shit.
Oh no, I mean I'm sure I'm sure the niggas that you have been around,
maybe so.
Definitely, like you ain't around niggas that say shit like that to you. You're not around them niggas.
I don't have time for those niggas. I will say, like, it's plenty of you know, especially with locks, you and doing your own maintenance on your hair, you end up going on the YouTube rabbit hole, and you see a lot of men doing hair in general. And I can honestly say, and that might even take us over to prison culture, because how do you think them niggas is getting their hair braided in there? You know what I'm saying? But there are people who are absolutely incensed by the idea that men do anything to another man's hair besides just cut it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that is very interesting to me. I think you securing the bag. My nephew gets his hair done by a man who twisted up and shapes it up at the same time and sends you out. It's about doing the whole head. Like you only make it more convenient for your customer if they got to make 1,000 different styles.
I think it speaks more to like just the stupidity of heteronormativity. It's just like how niggas go out of their way to be straight for stupid shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like, bro, my barber touches my face. Like he makes his own beard oil. He massages it into my beard. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't get more close to it. You know what I mean? To a nigga. So, you know, I feel like
I had this thought too. I think this conversation proves that sexuality is more than what you do in the bedroom, and gender is more than what your genitalia is. Because I think that based off of who's cutting your hair or who's twisting your hair, we have a lot of ways that we inscribe sexuality and gender based off of performance or mere perception.
Hey, can I tell y'all some weird shit? When I was a kid, I had the biggest crush on T-Boz, and I used to daydream about T-Boz being my barber. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Okay, Damo.
I daydreamed about T-Boz being my because somebody in the comment who said it. Somebody said they had a woman barber and they loved it. It made me think about like, I wanted T-Boz to edge me up when I was a kid.
I want T-Boz to that sounds so sexual too. I want her to line. I want her to edge.
But see, that's what a crush was though. She was just like that's what I wasn't thinking like, man, I want to kiss her. Nah, I wanted her to cut my hair.
So y'all going off of these comments, and I want to shout out, Nico been hollering at us. Tyler is in the comments being a comedian as well, talking about this.
Block him. Block Tyler.
Definitely agreeing with, a lot of the experiences we're talking about in terms of being queer, in these, beautiful Black spaces, and wanting more out of them that we just don't necessarily get. So definitely shout out to YB. I want to point to a really dope comment from Pinky Promise Life, because there's a whole nother element of how people move around the barbershop dynamic because of things like toxic masculinity. Pinky Promise Life said, my son, when he was younger, had a female barber because he didn't like going to an all-male barber, because I didn't like going to an all-male barbershop because I got hit on too much. And that's also a huge barrier to supporting Black businesses, to people feeling welcome and feeling connected to what the hell is going on at that shop and that business. And that's because they, no matter who they are, a lot of the times that they're not Black, cisgendered, heterosexual men, they just don't hold any weight or any value. You would think a woman would come in and hopefully be, given legitimate value and respect and honor because she is a Black woman who's coming around a whole bunch of Black men. But what do we see about masculine culture? And it's not just Black masculine culture, but masculine patriarchal cultures in general. They eat up anything that is feminized, right? Either you are an enemy or you're something to be devoured and to be taken advantage of, but there's no ability for you to just be.
And the worst nigga sisters want to be around, especially if they don't want to be hit on, a nigga who just got a haircut.
Hate it. Now the nigga, you can't tell him nothing. So now his ego he's supposed to be able to do whatever and say whatever.
It's practice. Oh, it's a sister in the barbershop. Shit. Hey, you good? All right, bro. Hold on. Hey, all right. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, how you? The hair still fresh on the nigga. What's up, baby girl? I mean, yeah, what you know what I'm saying? Like, my wife told me that this week, she was like, you come home, you act different. Once you get a haircut, you act different because the nigga be in a different mood, boy. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Hey, well, to cap off this conversation, man, I seen are we still in the comment section? My bad, I didn't know.
The last thing I want to say about this comment section, because we didn't frame this part enough, right? We are talking about a Black institution. When we talk about Black barbershops, it's akin to talking about Black churches. It's akin to talking about, a lot of the sacred spaces we hold very important. So Melodious Ramblings does make an important point that I want to make sure we put at the centerpiece of this, even though we're being critical. We should also consider how intimate the relationship is between Black people and their barber or their stylist. It's easy for the feelings to get mixed up. And so it's a complex, very interesting conversation. We contextualize it in terms of pride, but Nico has even pointed out in the comments that a lot of barbershops are working on that progressivism, that there are a lot of queer-friendly and women-led barbershops that are opening up spaces for us to move around, still keep that cornerstone of our communities, but to do so in ways that really serve us a whole lot better. So they are both kind of highlighting and raising some important points that we should have about barbershops. It's not that they're bad, it's not that they're problematic, it's just that can be environments where you can be easily consumed and walk out feeling less than human by people that you look exactly like. So it becomes kind of messed up and crazy. But
and I can see some niggas in the barbershop being like, damn, that's yo.
Hey, Nico.
Okay.
I seen that too. That there was a lot of different studs experience going to, the barbershop where it becomes some type of weird fantasy lesbian trope where they really like, oh, there's you. Oh, you can't. Like, It's a whole bunch of disrespectful stuff that straight dudes would not allow for another dude or want another dude to talk to their woman.
To their woman like that. That is true. That is true. Because if a nigga like, well, I mean, because as much as again, the barbershop need work, Black men need work. If you need to be hyped up anywhere, it's nothing like a Black barbershop. It ain't nothing like a nigga looking at with clippers in hand. That's you. All right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I feel like I've learned that I really feel like mainly it's only us straight Black men that really see that as being a compliment for the most part. That's you. True. Like I feel like
yeah, because we can get to a conversation about like possession and you know what I'm saying, like yeah. That's a whole other conversation.
To cap this conversation off though,
yeah,
Toya's looking like Toya sitting there like, here go the nigga shit. Here go the nigga shit.
That conversation though, but just to cap this conversation off, jumping off of our first chop up show, during this Pride Month. I seen a wonderful video from Lynn Easy. If y'all don't follow Lynn Easy on TikTok or Instagram, I definitely encourage you to go follow her. She's an amazing content creator, but she made this video in honor of Pride, talking about giving honor to LGBTQ people in your household, in your community. We usually talk about you know what I'm saying, Marsha P. Johnsons, or the, you know what I'm saying, the Bell Hooks or the James Baldwins, you feel me? Kind of the more famous black people, you know what I'm saying? Famous black pride people, you feel me? But to just cap this conversation, you know what I'm saying, off, what is one person that was in your household or in your community, you feel me, that was, you know what I'm saying, that was queer, that had a big impact on you? For me, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go with, I feel like outside of Toya, because you right here, you know what I'm saying, but I feel like this the people that I was able to make some lifelong relationships with in the debate community, a lot of black queer people that I'm gonna go to war with them, go to war for them. No, you know what I'm saying, Toya, Ryan, Amber, you feel me? The list goes on. I've been able to learn a lot of things from these people, and a lot of y'all, a lot of the things y'all love about me, I got it and learned from people like Toya, Ryan, and Amber. So big shout out to the people that had a big impact on me, that, you know what I'm saying, a part of the LGBT community that I love dearly and have great relationships with, that's been able to teach me a lot about myself in the world, man.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Toya, man, I gotta say, shout out to my homie Mathino. I gotta shout out because in high school, we went to a debate camp together. You know what I'm saying? We debated together at Central High School. We went to a debate camp together, and he was the nigga that like that put me in a position to question, like, as a because I mean, I knew who I felt like I had an understanding of who I was, and so knowing that I felt like I was a cisgendered heterosexual male. Mathino put me in a situation where he came out to me like as a nigga, like yo, we homies, like, and because like we got this close, you know what I mean, doing our debate journey, I want to let you know this. And I had to ask myself, knowing that, like, knowing how the world is about homosexuality, knowing everything that I know, how are I asked myself, how are you going to be towards people like this, people from this lifestyle? And I learned right then and there early, I don't give a fuck. Like, you my nigga. That don't change shit. You know what I'm saying? And so shout out to Mathino, man, for like really giving me that opportunity to just come to the reality, like, nah, like you good.
Can I drop some chop up tea? You want me to drop some chop up tea?
hey,
no, we gotta save it. No.
I definitely want to know, like, man, what? I ain't gonna say that. I'm trying to be like, we ain't gonna blast, bro, on top of it. I'm definitely curious, like, hey.
Oh no, it's Toya business.
No, it's my business. That's why I'm just
drop some chop up tea, man. Go ahead.
Drop it and run, because I'm gonna get to my person and go. The chop up tea is the person who he just talked about, Mathino, that came out to him, was my boyfriend at the time. So I was in a relationship with Mathino at a different high school. We all knew each other. We was all friends. Dominique was a big bro, and Mathino was a year younger than me. But eventually,
so let me
tell you something. Hey, it's somebody that's not from Kansas City, that was not a part of this, and somebody that was like very like, by this time, me, Toya, and Ryan is hella close. You feel me? And because I'm sipping on my wine, it was like
Ryan only adds another layer to this. But anyway,
that's a whole nother conversation. We get into some whole other shit.
In this chop up segment alone, Toya showing why we need to have our show, man. Why we need somebody to stop playing with us. You feel me? Because listen, man.
Hold on, because I'm gonna end it here, and then we go get to the what is it, a social culture chop, Toya?
Oh, we're gonna call it a social chop.
We gonna call it a social chop. Before we get to the social chop, I can't give myself too much credit.
Yeah. I
knew Mathino was gay when I suggested that they date. And as a young nigga, I was thinking, oh, he gay? Yeah, let him fuck with a woman. It'd be like, if you fuck with a girl, maybe he won't be gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I can't take too much credit.
Let the record show it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Everybody
for nobody. It failed completely in all ways. You know what I'm saying? It showed the little idiot that I was. You know what I'm saying? So let me not be too I was Mr. Progressive, because I definitely thought that if he had a girlfriend, he wouldn't be gay. So
not how it works.
Yeah, man. But I love Toya.
I love everybody involved. And y'all heard Lee talk about Ryan. Ryan is my best friend. He was also my college debate partner for 4 to 5 years that I debated. And when I look at somebody who gave me the comfort. I didn't come out or really acknowledge my queer identity until I was 21. And so by then I'd already spent 2 years sitting next to a nigga that was fearless, that walked in his right. And remember, I've been knowing Ryan since I was 16 years old. He was like 14, 15, you know what I'm saying? So I had been knowing this young person, this young man come into his self, come into maturation, come into adulthood, having to be that gay nigga in the midst of a lot of people. In the midst
was my gay niggas in high school, man.
You know what I'm saying? And so I gotta shout out Ryan because he gave me the nerve, the audacity, the strength, and the support, literally, to be like, you go and do whatever, and I got your back 1,000%. Because of that, I think it took our friendship that was already amazing and wonderful and had a patchwork of just life and experience behind it, being friends from high school, transition to college, and really gave some body and some shape to that thing. Because that's my battle buddy. I go to war after that nigga. Period. And
man.
that's to put me on.
Hey, that's the beautiful thing about debate, man. Like, I've been knowing Toya since she was what? 15? 15, yeah. I was like 16, she was 15. Like, yeah.
Hey, and this the reason too why this chop is so poetic, man. In conclusion, the person that we talking about right now, Ryan Wash, was literally the first black queer to win.
Black person. Let's just say black person. We might as well say black person.
Period. But also in terms of pride, you feel me? Just like, hey, that was a part of the argument as well. 2 black men that's openly queer, the first to ever win 2 national championships in the same year.
Oh, not to mention, let's not forget, Ryan came back 3 years later and coached the team to win both national championships in 1 year. Ryan is the winningest man. Ryan is the winningest man in college policy debate history.
There you go.
College policy debate history.
Harvard, Georgetown, Northwestern, Cal, Berkeley, University of Texas. Pick your favorite university, and that's who competes in that. And he is the winningest man in the history of college policy debate. And that's a queer black man just doing his thing.
Hey, and then y'all know I love debate so much. Me and my debate partner, we was some fools in that shit too.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? But listen though.
That nigga beat us both in the same.
0-4-3.
Hey, as a part, listen, we talking about pride, bro. What? The University of Oklahoma was a powerhouse.
Every time he seen me in a debate. Every time.
Look, the University of Oklahoma was a powerhouse. That nigga Ryan beat all 3 of us in one national championship tournament.
Just a wall of Oklahoma. It was crazy.
He beat.
He ran through.
He beat like literally back to back to back. So shout out to the homie, man. Shout out to the homie. Let's get into this. Hey, I forgot we had Odie in the building. You know what I'm saying? He know what's up. He know what we talking about.
Odie has always been committed to historicizing critical debate. I got to shout him out. He had a website called Putting the K in Debate back in the early 2010s, late 2000s that really helped me understand what I was doing and where I was coming from, and even put me on the website. A lot of kids watch me debate from him being up there and putting the debate of me on there. Kids are coming to me, I watched you on Putting the K in Debate. I watched you. I seen the debate you had. So thank you, because you made me a celebrity. Appreciate
Shout out. All right, so that was supposed to be a snap chop that we turned into a whole chop, but y'all know what it is. We don't give a fuck. This our show.
Yeah, it's our show.
It's our show. So we go, you know what I'm saying? So we go slide into this social chop. You know what I'm saying?
Social chop. I want to give love to TikTok. All of y'all in here from TikTok, press subscribe, press follow, whatever you need to do so that you don't miss any more of these conversations. Because family to George Lee Consciously is family to us now. So you in the gang, you in the group. Make sure you don't miss out. So you hit them bells and buzzers so you see when we popping up. But let's go ahead and jump over into the social chop.
Now, real quick, if you over at the Consciously page, make sure you subscribe to the Chop Up Show because we are on both those channels. If you on the Chop Up Show, make sure you subscribe to Consciously. That's the network. That's the network. That's what we're doing.
Before we get another thing for y'all that don't know, I know a lot of people on TikTok was asking for their ads. This is at Toya G at the Political Plug, and just because these is 2 people that I look at as my OGs that taught me a lot about debate, taught me a lot about how I talk, a lot about how I do a lot of different shit. So definitely y'all, you know what I'm saying? You're in company of great minds.
Holla at us. The social shop. Let's talk employment shortage, because that's all I've been hearing about. Y'all know I'm an NPR fanatic, so I've been driving around this weekend, and it seemed like every other day. But also
nerd.
Well, pull my glasses up and let's talk about it then. Exactly. But one of the things that's dominating this conversation is these jobs. And y'all know we've been seeing McDonald's coming out. Y'all seen that picture where they offering $15 an hour plus the new iPhone. You've seen various conversations at different fast food restaurants or different businesses that are not opening as fast as society is reopening because they don't have the employees to pull it off. And so there are huge discussions about what the hell we are going to do in a society and an economy that's trying to open up and recover itself, but not enough people out there working and doing their thing. So I'm gonna get to some of the questions I had before, but the political plug, to be more specific, has some political analysis in terms of stats and numbers so that we can understand just kind of the landscape that we're on in terms of employment in the United States of America, especially over the last year or so. So plug, go ahead and drop some stats on what that looked like.
For sure. First, I want to show. So Toya and I early, but as we began the show, we definitely wanted to make sure we was up on game and what was going on with the numbers, the employment numbers. So we went on ahead, make sure we pulled up the Bureau of Labor Statistics from the U.S. Department of Labor news release. This is the most recent information. This is for May 2021. Now, I want to bring y'all attention here. All right, we're looking at the unemployment rate seasonally adjusted from May 2019 to May 2021. Y'all see that gap? Y'all see that increase in that drop? Both, that's COVID. So we went from a little over 4% to 16% unemployment. You know what I'm saying? In a month's time, in a few months' time. And so we're still trying to see recovering from that, because I can see as you see here, it's a slight drop off, slight increase. So people are getting jobs, but as we look at the information, we see that the May unemployment rate declined by 0.3% percentage points to 5.8%, and the number of unemployed persons fell by 496,000 to 9.3 million. So currently in this country, there are 9.3 million unemployed persons. Wow. These measures are down considerably from their recent highs in April. So it's getting better, all right? But we remain well above their levels prior to coronavirus. So we definitely still see a huge impact of the coronavirus on the labor market with over 9 million Americans unemployed right now.
Solid. Real quick, Mateus, Raphael, we are talking about and having a conversation about the conflict happening in the Tigray region here in a minute. So we use those tags intentionally. So if you want to stick around, definitely be a part of the conversation. We're not trying to violate. We are not Habesha. We are not trying to, encroach. Habesha, yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me be clear though. My family Habesha. My wife is an Eritrean woman. You know what I'm saying? Which means that my son is Habesha as well. So when we have these conversations, there is a cultural respect and also a connection that's had. And that's the reason why we are using and deploying those hashtags. And if you stick along long enough for the conversation, you'll see why it's important, specifically Black people talking about what's happening in Ethiopia. But go ahead, Toya.
Right on. So
my fault. Let me stop you one more time. If you got a problem with it, though, you can dip, because we're going to use the hashtags we want to use, and we're going to talk about what we want to talk about. This is the Chop Up Show, not some random nigga in the chat. Go ahead.
Well, there it is. So with the unemployment shortage, and I think Nico has already kind of chimed in on some of this, and I think who else? Somebody else did. Wendy B did too when they said BS. But my question to y'all is, with the current climate of what's happening, right? Not to mention Black and Latino women recovering the worst. So even though we're seeing some silver linings, right? They are recovering the slowest, and largely because they were the people holding up a lot of these service industry jobs. They're the ones at your local Wendy's, your local Taco Bells, your local Outback Steakhouses, making sure that your food and your orders were correct and things like that. And they're recovering slowly. So my question is, who is to blame? Is it, as we've heard in some conversations and from some economists, people who are receiving things like unemployment benefits, right? Or people who are just kind of enjoying not having that 9-to-5 grit and grind running and rapping. So they're kind of taking a break and letting the state step in and intervene. Or is it these companies? Is it these corporations? Is it these businesses that are just really not meeting the needs of what people want and demand in a post-COVID 2021 economy? Who's to blame for this employment shortage? Which I think.
I think this employment shortage is to be blamed on the greedy ass corporate owners. You feel me? I think that when I was, I feel like before the coronavirus started, I was doing content about how much the like the profit margins and how much increase corporate CEOs have gained compared to compared to workers. And we seen that literally CEOs have like their earnings have increased 800% since the 70s, and we seen that workers didn't increase at all. So I think that the coronavirus has really exposed a lot of the inequities of the system that show how them greedy ass CEOs and business owners was really just shit pimping. You feel me? Pimping. And then, you know what I'm saying? I feel like anytime hoes get fed up, pimping gonna always, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think they got start being flavor pimping when you see the money that like people like Jeff Bezos and the people over Zoom, so many other people, how much money they've made over the pandemic, right? In comparison to when it was issues with giving people hazard pay, when it was issues giving people hero pay. That was the biggest. Grocery stores, booming businesses. People was going there because they was bored. You was spending $15 just to get the hell out the house to go to the grocery store. So those places was booming in business. And like you talked about, exposure comes and you see that the compensation going out to the actual labor was nowhere near the bottom dollar that the people at the top was making, right? So it's wild. It's wild. Plug, what you think?
I was talking to my Eritrean wife about this nigga's bullshit. The nigga in the chat.
Yeah. But who's the one?
But you know, of course, we blaming the job creators. That's who we have fought with here. I mean, let's be for real. The problem when before going into COVID was we was talking about the minimum wage. Like it was you know how much or the impact of paying people more on the minimum. The impact of having, like, for example, a $15 minimum wage. And so you introduce COVID, a pandemic, right? A societal pandemic, which is making it that much more difficult for especially people in service industries, people who are coming in contact, you know what I'm saying, the retail industry, all of these different things that where people are putting themselves in literal harm's way in order for them to just do their job. There's a new level of difficulty. Like I know, like not last week, but the week before, Toya talked about how you have people who work in service industries in states where they know.
That was weird.
It was.
That was weird, man. Somebody trying to help, you know what I'm saying, get down on my homie, man.
Hey, I ain't worried about it. But I think what's important for us to talk about, because I want to go back to, since Dominique wasn't able to finish that thought, something that Wendy B said in the comments. Jeff Bezos could literally pay every single one of his warehouse workers $15 plus an hour and still pull in billions a month. Those are decisions that are not happening. You know what I'm saying? Those are moves, strategic moves that are not being made, which I think speaks to what a lot of people started recognizing and noticing about, you know, the employment industry lead. When you saw people applauding at 5:00 p.m. outside of their apartments for all of our mandatory workers and all of our nurses and shit, you know, the performativity of that really started the nonsense of it. When you see how easy it was for us to work at home and not have to be on, you know, on the front lines of doing a whole lot of the work and the labor that we demanded to be doing, to sit in traffic, to sit in front of and interface with customers. We can be doing a lot of stuff from the crib. It was a toss-up. So I want to ask you this. Do you feel like, what do you describe our generation's relationship to employment or where it's moving versus generationally where we coming from? What do you think our generation's relationship?
Yeah, you know, in doing these old workshops, facilitations, I feel like I always talk about the generational differences in terms of how people orient to the workspace. And I feel like millennials, generation Zers, I feel like we have one of relationships to the economy that say we're gonna dictate what we want to do, how we want to do it, and we're gonna prioritize having our own time, and we're gonna prioritize being able to have balance. So I feel like when we think about, you know what I'm saying, back in the 60s or the 70s or the 80s, how, you know, one would start a job at 18 and by the time they 60, they work at one job, maybe two.
Yeah.
You feel me? Now we musical charity jobs. Like, I worked this job for 3 months, I didn't like it, I'm going to another job. I think that is one of the things also that kind of exposes how a lot of jobs just treat their employees as exposable and disposable. You know what I'm saying?
And niggas get hip to it. They not with it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally, and you know, I think about my mom. She actually submitted her retirement paperwork. She's been working for the city of Kansas City for like 48 years or something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like literally started off cleaning toilets, and now she holds a job that it takes 2 master's degrees to do. That being said, you know, she's tried to warn me along the way with my career in education. She literally told me, like, Toya, you've been in school for a long time. You've been in school since you was 5. You can quit now. You literally have my permission to get out of school and go to another industry, go and have in another sector of life or of community, or go tap into some of your other talents. And so, you know, it's interesting. I think she was even getting hip to, you know, the fact that that ain't where it's at, to just be locked into one particular job or one particular space. And shout out to y'all in the comments. Dude was individual, I will say, I don't know what they are, what gender they are, was distracting me. And when you start talking about Eritrean people being white people,
I mean, he was because he don't understand. Like, that's my wife, bro. Like,
you gotta get like, so, no disrespect, but
I'm you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go
and
ahead,
YB, I'm with you. YB said, "Can we discuss the idea of work is ghetto and it seems to never satisfy the human experience?" And no joke, you know what I'm saying? Outside of the logical, intuitive. If people didn't work, we wouldn't have things like grocery stores. We wouldn't be able to do things like get gas. We wouldn't be able to enjoy, you know, the simple pleasures and a lot of the shit that we appreciate. Like, I'm cognizant of that, but I just hate the way that working and labor in and of itself has become just look at the imbalance in the work week. Why do we only get 2 days on the weekend when we spend 5 days slaving for somebody else's dream? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, that in and of itself pisses me off.
I think one of the most unique experiences I had with labor, especially when we talk about like that, our relationship with it is, I mean, I started doing 10-hour shifts and I did customer service for Chase credit cards. Now, anybody who knows credit cards knows that when you call customer service, it's not because you want to compliment the uses of your cards. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You're not trying to applaud it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like you got a problem. So, you know, dealing with credit cards, customer service, that's a whole nother level of patience and, you know what I mean, just like mental stamina. You feel me? Just like the type of fatigue that you deal with. And I was like, shit, I want to do these 10-hour shifts. I mean, it's 3 more hours or it's 2 more hours than I would typically do. And I'm thinking, shit, then I get a 3-day weekend. You know, that's what it was. But once I started doing them 10-hour shifts and actually having to endure that time, it literally had a nigga Googling time versus money. Like, do I really need shit? I mean, yeah, I need a job. I gotta pay bills and all this shit. But yo, I don't want to sit here. Like my value of life is decreased.
Yeah,
because of what I'm doing, and so that's what had me like looking at, bro, like your life. Like when we look at life, every second that passed by is gone. That shit's done. You don't get that back. That means every hour is priceless. But they paying you $15, less than $15. The minimum federally recognized wage is $7 fucking.
Yeah.
And an hour of your life is priceless. What are we doing,
bruh? I think it was telling when I saw like a Wendy's advertisement, or maybe it was some fast food restaurant that was like, maybe McDonald's, that was like for $15. You know what I'm saying? You could feed your whole family. But no, it was something weird. It was like the value meal that they was offering was more expensive or less expensive than the hourly rate. I don't even remember, but just when you look at,
I mean, well, if you think about the federal wage, right? The federal wage is 7.25, right?
Yeah.
But then if you look at a value, man, if you want to get I ain't had McDonald's in a minute, but if you want to get a double quarter pounder, I know that's at least $10. With cheese, that's at least $10. That means that you would have to work. Like, say if you were getting paid minimum wage, you would have to work 2 hours to afford 1 hamburger, fries, and drink.
Stupid.
That's literally.
Yeah, that's the dumbass relationship with it. When you look at the fact that the federal minimum wage, you would have to work your ass off to eat a meal that would disappear in 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? You would work multiple hours, and you got to eat multiple times in a day. You know what I mean? So we know the math is bad. We know capitalism is bad. We know it's a whole lot of BS. What does it mean to y'all then to reassess our relationship to employment and to labor? What would it mean for us as a society to start to do that? What is something meaningful you think we could do to reassess and recalibrate the relationship we have to employment and labor?
I think that one thing that COVID has introduced is, and especially as we begin to reconceptualize it, like change our relationship to what work looks like, what it means, what's necessary. I think what COVID pointed out is you don't need to be in the office to get shit done. You don't need bodies and seats to be productive. Like, I mean, I've seen, I'm not even just seeing, like, we're watching businesses operate without losing a step.
Mm-hmm.
And you got people working from home, right? And when you see the pushback on, well, why isn't this just how things is or how things are? Excuse me, we have degrees, but when you look at why things are the way that they are, the pushback is always, well, you know, people being in the seats, it's just more traditional. It's just more how things are done. You know, people feel more productive, and it's like, yo, you got motherfuckers going through traffic. I mean, you got to deal with commuting, you got to deal with gas, you got to deal with all of these other things that add to the experience of work. Like, I know for me, pre-COVID, I was spending an hour and a half in traffic and an hour and a half coming home outside of what I was getting paid to do. That's a whole nother 3 hours of my day that I got to dedicate just to getting there and getting home. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason that I have to go through that is because the people that's running the business, they want to see me sitting there working. That sounds like slavery shit to me. I don't know about y'all. That sounds like slavery.
I feel like Damo hitting it right on the head is, I think the biggest thing that we could do to really change the way employment and labor is seen is we changed our orientation towards time. I think that I got spoiled working for the University of Oklahoma in a salary job and made it where when I was working, when I wasn't. And this year working in the high school, I seen that capitalism tricked us into thinking that we have to always already exchange our time for money. And I think that when we start to monetize our time, that makes it where we can say an hour of your life is only worth $7.25. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if we can change the way that we start to view our time and put more value on our time, it'll be more that the corporations and the CEOs and the business owners will have to pay for us to negotiate us for our time. Because I know for me, I made my mind up like, shit, I'm no longer looking to exchange my time for money. I'm only trying to save some services or a product. If you know what I'm saying, you can't afford my time. And I'm not finna just be dry ass sitting at this desk because you think you paid for my time. Oh, hell nah. So
if you want to watch me work, like, that's literally like the overseer shit. You want to watch?
Yeah, you gotta move out there. And so I really seen where I seen a meme from it. I seen a meme with the Rock. He said some shit like, "You're not tired.
After 8 hours, you're uninspired." Yeah.
Hey, and I feel like it could be cliche, but I think that because I'm a content creator and I really, you know what I'm saying, value entrepreneurship and freedom and being able to do what I want to do, how I want to do it. I seen this year, because COVID forced me into, you know what I'm saying, having to take this position. I seen those like, oh no, this ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and there's y'all lighten up these comments, by the way. I can't even keep up. So I don't want y'all to feel like we under engaging with these comments. Y'all saying so much stuff that I want to be able to dovetail on. By the time I look up somebody else saying something else that I want to agree with real quick. But really, let's see, a couple of things.
Hey, Eric Kang too, man. I ain't been boxed in. You feel me? I'm telling you that it was trying to box me in. I'm telling you that, hey, nah, that's not the move.
I mean,
earlier, that ain't it.
That ain't it, boss.
Social media exposing it to me. That's what I think. I think social media exposing the ways in which people can make money and profits without the old school archaic, I'm gonna clock in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's what Authority Beauty says. I think we're doing it. COVID forced us to realize we don't need to sacrifice your livelihood for these companies that will replace you in a week if you died. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I think this connects back to so many things. Another thing I want to point to is Nico talked a lot about childcare. You know what I'm saying? Like, things, the expenditures, the way that money is going out also makes it not realistic in terms of, you know, the average worker and what they're doing, because it's like you breathe. Like, I seen a tweet today that said the outside opened up and all I recognized was that nothing changed. It's all that's out there is capitalism and germs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that's waiting on you on the outside. So you might as well go back in. You know what I mean? Because it's expensive to just live. To me, I could go outside, y'all, not have no intentions for the day, not have no plans on dropping bread. Just drop a quick 100. Like how did
I was gonna say, was that on the chop up page where they where somebody was like somebody need to bring COVID back? I go outside to spend $100. Like
I bring the fear of it. I'm not saying bring the real numbers back, but give us just some type of scare to correct our behavior.
Tell me to stay in the house. Just tell me to stay in the house.
Let's get to go outside.
Help me. You know what I'm saying? So I think, a lot, and I want to keep this conversation moving because we're coming up on an hour. I want to end big conversation about labor because we could talk about this shit all day. I had tip our message to the graduates. If y'all haven't listened to that from our last episode, go to Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever. Listen to our message to the graduates because we talk about getting a trade, learning how to do something for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Figuring out your own path and your own lane.
Real graduation advice.
You know what I'm saying? But realize that we don't just graduate from high school or just college. We graduate through life. So it's okay if you're 35 and you need to graduate. You realize that, right? You realize you can be 26 with a degree and maybe you need to regraduate and you need to re-go through some education to get you a different direction, to get you a different, maybe it's a degree where you deputize yourself. You are now prepared to be this person and prepared to open up this business, or maybe you go a traditional route and get trained in another way, but go find something that fulfills you, that is not somebody else's dream that you went to. Because I think what we just talked about magnifies that. What we're going to do is play this clip. And this is the last clip we're going to play. What's the dude's name? Charleston somebody.
Charleston White.
Charleston White, man. Say cheese star.
It's a video I came across on IG. We're going to play it, and I want y'all's take on it. It's a different angle to what we're talking about when we talk about labor, but he had an interesting approach to dealing with these old jobs that just don't seem like they want to do right by us, or, handling and navigating these industries where if we ain't getting the check one way, we can definitely get a check another way. So the plug gonna pull it up, and then I got a question for y'all. Based on what was happening in the comments of this.
Not the hustle.
Hey, we got a plug.
Hey, shout out to all the man.
It's DJ Slick Rick, right? Or Slick the Ruler?
DJ Slick the Ruler. I think is who it is.
Yeah, my fault. Too. I know it's on there. So it's probably why I seen it. I probably seen it on Say Cheese TV. Hey, shout out to Shine.
Yeah,
man.
DJ Rick the Ruler.
Shout out to everybody in Triple D, Texas, man. South Dallas, North Side, Pleasant Grove.
While we get this video pulled up, y'all go ahead and drop where y'all repping from real quick, just so we can do a little attendance. We're gonna talk about this and be moving on to the next thing.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up right now. Because the political chop gonna be quick. I mean, it's really just one question that I want to ask, but it's so let me pull it up right now.
Shout out to the haters, man. Huey P. Newton taught us to think globally and act locally.
Absolutely.
I don't know why so many people are discouraging when it comes to, niggas thinking globally. You feel me? Like,
so shout out to DJ Rick the Ruler. By the way, we on his page.
Content.
Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the chop up on.
We got Conroe, Texas in the house, man. We got North Cal, Columbia, South Carolina.
Brian in here.
Oh yeah, shout out to you, Miss Cooks. We got New Zealand in this building, man. We got Colorado, Cali, Jersey. Hey, shout out to Newark.
Each in this thing.
Shout out to Newark.
New Eric Hang is
hold on, can y'all hear it?
Hold on, stop, pause it real quick. New Eric Hang is stupid. This move don't say. Talking to Ethereum Beauty, thought you had me blocked. You my public relations officer. They be having some spirited conversations and back and forth in the comments. I'm happy to see it's all love. Nobody's blocked. Everybody's having solid.
Alexis Anderson shouting out from the town. We see you.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, Lil Rock in here.
What's up, Alexis?
Yeah, Macon, Macon. My fault. I said Macon. Look, nigga. That's that. I had a margarita.
Yeah, excuse me, Fort man. But listening from France.
Starting all the way. So let's get it.
Back on task. Let's pick this video so I can ask y'all this question. We can move on real quick. Check out this video of Charleston White, who talks about the fact that he has sued and won at every job he has had. Let's listen to his take on how this played out.
So what I did, I went and learned employment right. My last 2 jobs, I got $10,000 out of that one through OSHA. Got another $10,000 through OSHA. So what I do, I go find a job because I know they got niggas go be violating safety violation. So I'm gonna go complain about safety violation. I know some bitch ass supervisor go get mad about me complaining and start retaliating against me. Then I'm gonna make a call to OSHA and say, hey, they unsafe over here. And then I'm gonna let them know, yeah, I'm the one called OSHA. And they go fuck with me. And then I'm gonna make them pay me $10,000 for retaliation. I get them every time. I get him every goddamn time. I get the warehouse job. Man, I work for a gun distribution company. I got they motherfucking ass. Yeah, I'm a bad motherfucker with suing jobs.
So you go in there knowing you about to get
man, if motherfucker know I'm going to go get a job, they already know I'm the slip and fall nigga. I'm talking about I got a 100% success rate in suing every job I done worked for, either through the EEOC or through OSHA. And I be trying to tell other niggas, say, homie, get in on it. They be scared. And then when I get them and they get fired, they call me back. Say, man, you think, no, nigga, I tried to tell you. When you read the employment rights, homie, they say race discrimination is broad. It's so open in America, homie. But the average employee is scared to say something. Sexual harassment, it goes on all the time. Niggas in the break room talking about who they fucked over the weekend. I'm sitting over there eating. I don't want to hear that shit. Nigga, I don't care about all them hoes. And you doing this every weekend? Well, at some point, I'm going to go to the HR lady and say, Larry and Leroy talking about women they sleep with every weekend, and they need to stop it. Well, guess what? They ain't going to stop it. And after that, I done already complained about it, because you have to make a complaint and let them know that you are uncomfortable with this conversation. Say, man, I don't want to hear that, homie. They think I'm just being a bullshit ass nigga. They don't know me. So I let them know. So on January 2nd at 12:30 lunch break, Larry and Leroy were talking about fucking Sheila. So I'm gonna keep documentation. So when I go to HR, I'm gonna let HR know. Now they gonna be fucking with me. Now I'm a snitch at work. So now they gonna be talking about me, making my work environment a hostile working environment. By this time, I'm going to the EEOC and get them. We gonna go to mediation.
Education is innovation, man.
Yeah, and then that's when you tell them what you want. So what I did, I went and learned employment.
All right, so
I'm here for it, man.
All right, wait, because the comments are split. The comments are split. Some of y'all has already started commenting in the comments, in the chat. But the comments are of two different feelings. You have somebody very clearly like, I'm finna just go in and get the bag. Y'all not paying me the regular way, so I'm gonna go in through the back door and through a way that's completely legal and that is completely reflective of the terms and conditions you had me sign up for when I get in this thing, right? Between HR and EEOC violations, and I'd love to hear Noel's comments about this if you got any. Yeah, Noel's in the comments. HR director, but also from OSHA, which enforces safety on the workplace. My question to y'all is this snitching, which Tyler already said what it is, or is this like just some hell yeah, get the bag? I completely agree with it. Y'all agree or disagree with his approach to what he's doing?
Hey, know your rights, man. Hey, put it like this, man. I'm taking the affirmative, goddamn it. I'm saying what he did was right. You know what I'm saying? Not only was he right, education is elevation. No need to be a gatekeeper on your rights. You feel me? What he's talking about, the EOC and OSHA, those are policies and legislation that's supposed to garner, you feel me, how the work environment go. You know what I'm saying? So if the employers is not already gonna be conforming to these laws, then like I'm gonna go to the hood and tell them, hey, listen, man, you have the right to bear arms. You have the right to, you know what I'm saying, use your Fifth Amendment. You don't call that snitching, do you? So you better not call niggas being aware of OSHA and EOC snitching.
It's as simple as this. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you
at all.
Or they wouldn't be violating OSHA.
And they're gonna wipe their ass at $50,000.
These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you, or they like, because let's be clear, the EEOC is the equal the EOC
opportunity
employment.
Is it two E's?
Equal employment opportunity.
Yeah. Equal employment opportunity counselor commission.
Council or commission.
The whole purpose of the EEOC is to make sure that employees are treated fairly, properly, right? Equally. God damn it. Then OSHA is the health violations and all that shit. That's making sure that the environment that you are working in, employee, is suitable for you to work in, and it protects you from being injured physically or mentally. That's the whole shit. So if you got employers, what Charleston is doing is saying, look, I know that they don't give a fuck about your health. I know that they don't give a fuck about, you know what I'm saying, like what a hostile work environment, because they rely on people who, because they get in a check, want to be the company motherfucker. For the company, like what Craig called Day. Don't touch on pinky shit like that. Company, man. You know what I'm saying? They rely on company niggas to let them get away with the shit that they doing that could possibly harm you.
And that's where a thorough beauty said earlier, these are the same people that you could die and they'll replace you the next day. If you die on the job, they're gonna try to find as many ways as possible not to be accountable and not to be liable for your death. They're gonna slide you up out of there as quiet as possible and find somebody to take your place, be ready for opening shift on the next day. And that's
crazy. They don't get the insurance check on you though. They ain't gonna pay you or your family, your loved ones, none of their money, but guarantee they didn't took out a peasant insurance policy on your broke ass. And they ain't gonna pay that money to your family, but they gonna cash out on your death.
Period. And that's why he said it's a 10 out of 10 success rate. You know what I'm saying? He really out here thriving off of this because bottom line, these are the same people that'll make you cut your hair, cut your beard, not wear your nails because of health precautions and this and that, whatever. Take them at their word. You know what I'm saying? My question is this. This is my last question before I transition out. Plug, what you about to say something?
No, you got it.
My last question is this before we transition out. Because even if y'all agree with his tactics, people in the comments were saying, this is snitch indicative behavior, even though maybe even if he's not snitching in this particular instance, this is somebody who demonstrates an orientation, a telos towards snitching, if you will. Do y'all feel like it's telos means an orientation toward? Do you feel like
we got another one
behavior, or do you feel like we in good shape? Do y'all feel like ignore Laura's mode?
I feel like for everybody that's saying something about snitching, I feel like niggas gotta renegotiate what they call snitching. Because in my mind, you caping for corporations. You feel me? All he doing is giving free game. You feel me? In my hood, you take free game. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that he's giving free game. And if he's snitching, who he snitching on? And in my mind, if you thinking that somebody else gonna take those practices and you telling the employer that, you know what I'm saying, what they doing, it's like, well, shit, do you supposed to do it then? Because in my mind, it's like, I let that go. I go on and on about it, but I let that go.
Yeah, I mean, shit depends on who you snitching on. Snitch on white people, I don't give a fuck. On white people, snitch, tell.
And when it's all said and done, you got to prove it. So if it's something that you did wrong and somebody's able to prove, you just kind of got to eat that. Terrell says he's free to get the bag, though, perfectly legal, perfectly contractual, through perfectly legal, perfectly contractual means. The only thing that gives me pause is that someone operating in the workplace in that manner can create a rough work environment for coworkers and colleagues. This is true. The folks who are getting or creating a hostile work environment for women and things of that nature are certainly in the wrong, and collegiality for the sake of productivity for the boss is trash. At the same time, those tactics can be abrasive or toxic. Like, one of the things he kind of glosses over in that video is how he's pissing off his coworkers. He like, I told them niggas complained about him, and then so I take my complaint upstairs, and them niggas gonna be mad, and they gonna do whatever, and they gonna retaliate. And then what I'm gonna do? And so he kind of glosses over the part of retaliation where it's like your colleagues might feel like you left them out to dry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really could create a terrible atmosphere that ends up being contagious, where nobody trusts nobody else and everybody feel like they out to get people. So you out to get a bag, and now the toxicity of people feeling like everybody's out to get everybody else is a seed that you planted, and now that entire workplace just kind of sucks. Now for people, like we said earlier, we are 8-month employees. You know what I'm saying? We good with popping around here, going around the corner for the next month. So maybe that doesn't really bother you, but it does really litter a path of potentially problematic things that, we have to kind of deal with and think about. So that's been my conversation about labor. Y'all are dope for jumping in, talking about a lot of things that I couldn't even cover right now. I'm gonna keep thinking about Jim Crow. Go ahead and get your ass up out of here. Go ahead and handle that. Somebody
I'm taking care of them. It ain't no
roll that. But that's that on that. That's been the social shopping. We'll slide it over to the plug for the conversation clearly everybody's been waiting on, which is the political chop.
Well, I was thinking, you know what I'm saying, because we've already been on here for an hour. And I don't really want to rush the conversation.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So what we'll do real quick to close out, and this is how we're gonna close out the show from here on out, you know what I'm saying, for the next few minutes. As long as we taking care of these, and we're gonna get some of y'all some mods on here. Some mods that we didn't seen, people we've seen before. You feel me? Everybody can't just be asking for a mod.
Hey,
don't trust
somebody's name is Jim Crow. It's like,
bro, what is happening right now?
Anybody can make the thing about it is it's counting toward the algorithm, regardless of what they saying. So thank you for the view. Thank you for the comment.
Sure.
You just gonna get blocked. You know what I'm saying? Like
Shout
Karen
out to
Smith.
Shout out to Sisters Forever. Just you know, snitch on them. Report them.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make you a mod. That's the only reason why I did it yet.
Yeah. I mean, but they just gonna be blocked. I'm
Yeah, I
not
don't know how to
tripping
make
off
it a mod on here either, but you got to be on YouTube to do it.
Yeah, we on StreamYard, so we'll go to YouTube to make a few of y'all mods. So when y'all come back, y'all see.
Yeah, hey, shout
You're
out to
holding
all
it
the
down.
old school racists that's coming in right now, man. We know that y'all miserable ass life would not be nothing without niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to y'all nigga consuming asses. You feel me? And we know that y'all life is so miserable that you got to do something with niggas. You feel me? So shout out to y'all making white supremacy and capitalism keep on rolling and keep on going, and you making your bullshit ass ancestors very happy. You know what I'm saying? You're making them very happy and trying to, mess with niggas. Because I obviously you learn very well. But guess what though? These niggas is unbothered, unapologetic, and education is elevation as always. So
yeah, we don't give a fuck.
You need to be educated as well, man. So shout out to y'all.
My block finger quick. You can get it up there. You know what I'm saying?
Blocked.
Yeah, as quick as you can put it up there, I can block you. But not giving them too much not giving them too much attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way that we're gonna end the shows from here on out is we're gonna end it with Ask the Chop Up. So we're gonna go over, you know what I'm saying, any comments, anybody got anything interesting, anybody want to ask anything, y'all want clarification over the things that we talked about. Now is the time. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do this from here on out. Whenever we close the show, we're gonna do Ask the Chop Up. Right now, we just interestingly enough, we dealing with the trolls.
Blue really has a very specific, very important question. We'll do a chop up after dark for you if you would like to know that. Meet me back midnight.
Hey, this is something I want to ask y'all in terms of if the chop up was to be more than, you know what I'm saying, once a week. You feel me? Would y'all tune in? All right, could y'all do the chop up more than once a week? You feel me? Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Let us know in the chat real quick as we continue to block the trolls. This is cool. I love it though, because this is great for the algorithm. I've been doing research on, you know what I'm saying, like on growing the channel. And these is just to YouTube, this is just comments. You know what I'm saying? This is just engagement.
Hey, you know what that mean, racist? You're helping the niggers. You're helping. I don't know if you're trying to do that, but you're helping us. So, you know what I'm saying? Go on and tell the rest of the clan to go and come to the comment section too.
Ziani, that's what I want to know. I ain't gonna lie. I am kind of hating because how y'all get so many comments in at once? I'm just saying, we fighting these battles with everybody ain't got 10 digits. You know what I'm saying? So we try to do what we can, but they hear me.
Hey, tell you, all they doing is copy, paste.
Enter, copy, paste, enter, copy, paste, enter, copy, paste. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't get a life. But I mean, your life is
no.
We appreciate that.
It really is helping us though. Free game though. Free game is that all it's doing is helping us in the engagement, which gives us a boost in the algorithm. So sometimes racism works to the advantage of niggas.
So what I think the first person did, Hassanabi on Twitch sent me. So I think they took the page, jumped off, told they Twitch people to come holler at us, and then they brought us more traffic from Twitch. So we didn't even have to go through like TikTok and YouTube and we didn't have to do that. They sent us over.
Stay live a little longer. I think we should stay live a little longer.
My God,
76 people up in here now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we kicking it with y'all now, man. Yeah,
I'm enjoying myself.
Feel me? So that being said, hey, free Palestine. Shout out to everybody in the Horn of Africa. We know that white supremacy. We really be.
Hey, shout out to Depot. Said I don't get here much, but I'm becoming invested. We invested in you, Depot. So definitely keep pulling up on us. Have these conversations with us. I seen you in the comments throughout the conversation. So it's big love. Ziani, definitely. I hope I'm saying your name right. Please keep coming back and hanging out with us, Javion. You know what I'm saying? Big love to all of y'all. Big love to all of y'all in the comments, talking to us, hollering back at us.
Shout out to Roach.
Yeah, it's damn near 80 of y'all in this motherfucker now. We chilling. Hey, so to be clear though, because I just been blocking motherfuckers back to back.
Yeah.
To be clear, motherfuckers said that they would fuck with us twice a week.
And Noel asked about the merch, and we got to come correct on that. We need to have a team meeting to get to finish, the conversation about that and really get some out of the
Hey, it's 80 people in here. We about to have this political child. What the fuck y'all talking about?
Every Monday night, real quick. Real quick, I think we can do an in and out job on it real quick because it's getting late for people. If y'all like the flow, if y'all like the conversations, if y'all plan on sticking around, do. If not, come back Monday night. And we try to come on at 7:30 Pacific time. We know that's late for y'all, but stick in there and thug it out because it's just like the Monday. You know, y'all watch the Tonight Show and the Late Show and all that shit on TV. Come tap in with the Top Show. It's the same vibes. We're just trying to talk real to y'all about what's going on around us. Perspective on life, reality, and society from the perspective of young Black millennials out here talking their shit. So that's really what it's all about every Monday night. But we're gonna expand. It looks like y'all want us to expand it some more nights, so we considering that as well.
Yeah, let me actually, because I really do want to have this conversation about this Tigray conflict, because that's what we were going to talk about tonight. But I want it to be fleshed out. I don't want it to be wild. You know what I'm saying, blocking motherfucking trolls. So some of y'all are gonna get on here. Some of our usuals, y'all gonna get in here and see that y'all got minds.
We got anti-black and anti-Semites in the comment section, fam. Shout out to them. Anti-black and anti-Semitism make the world go round. Goddamn. Can't forget about colonialism. You know?
Tyler said, "Don't nobody watch the Late Show."
Hey, I didn't say you watched it. I said they get to be on, so we get to be on. Nigga, pull up or don't. We're gonna be here on Monday nights. Tyler, you don't act like we don't know each other in real life. I miss you, by the way. Hope you're doing well. Come back every Monday night.
Hey, and too, whoever Hassan is, I'm real with y'all because I've been on social
Hasanabi
media a lot. I'm not going for the pump fake y'all said in the comment section. I've learned these days to do your own damn research. And we really so kind of like you know, I guess appreciative of they bullshit in the comment section. We ain't tripping on whoever sent y'all. You know what I'm saying? They can send y'all more.
Hey,
shit, we really here every Monday.
Every Monday. Matter of fact, because once we get the mods, I ain't gonna have to worry about this. I'm blocking y'all right now, but we just gonna be able to continue the show.
The Theory of Beauty and Noel Mink, we definitely gonna have to, you know what I'm saying?
And Nico, I see your comments about autism and Black kids. We didn't really get a chance to touch on that as it relates to the way that it affects parents. We were talking about, you know, labor and the various constraints that people have. Like I said, that conversation gets real big. We're gonna come back to that. Let's go ahead, Prince of Pesta. We see you showing love. Earth Bull definitely showing love. Earth Bull done said Damo look like Kanye. Earth Bull said Damo look like Kanye and Conscious look like Andre 3000. I don't want to know who you think I look like. Okay, so just say whatever ideas you have about me.
All right.
Hank B. I gotta also shout out real quick. I want to shout out who else been in here talking to me. Van said, I love that y'all just besties from high school and college, man. We lived a lot of life, but we out here. Kenya said they rocking with us. It's somebody else who really been in here. Wendy B been in the comments. Jumby been in the comments and said, I got a question for the future or a topic, I guess. Why aren't Black people more involved in investing, even though nowadays it has become more accessible? That's something to talk about because the Doge coin and the AMC or whatever, I'm starting to see more Black folk talk about it, but I'm one of the Black folk whose eyes gloss over and glaze over when you start talking about it. So there is some issues and some gaps there. So that's something we can tackle probably in another show. But
so man, you gotta have a conversation too, because man,
listen, I'm down for it. Here's what I think we should do. We are going to start doing Ask the Chop Up starting next week.
right. Then, so no political. Sorry, Sierra. No political chop tonight. No political chop tonight.
Yeah, man. Hey, but though, to the people that's upset though about us using particular hashtags and things like that, y'all gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying? But guess what though? We gonna take this conversation with some passion, with some genuine sincerity, and we gonna flush it out. You feel me? Shout out to everybody in the Tigray region of Ethiopia. Shout out to all the Eritreans. Shout out to the whole Habesha nation though. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to them haters too. You feel me? Because I'm a nigga Cat Williams. I got 12. I get to 15.
And look, this is gonna be it's an interesting conversation because, like I said, you know what I'm saying, my wife is Eritrean, and I ain't gonna lie, to impress her years ago, I wrote a paper on the democracy and democratization of both Ethiopia and Eritrea. And I actually
I proof edited it. I learned a lot, goddamn it. And that's the reason why I feel like y'all trying to play us.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into it. Yeah.
Earth Bull gave me Queen Latifah, so I appreciate that. They said Andre 3000, Queen Latifah, and Kanye West will break the internet if they had an internet panel like this. That's true, and we the better. I ain't gonna say we're the better version, but we comparable. So all my TikTokers, Tell people about the show. Take a screenshot of us real quick, post it on your little background, and tell people how you kicked it this Monday night so more people could be a part of these conversations. Just something small like that will take us far. Connect them to the Consciously page. My page on there is Toya GHD. The Political Plug is on TikTok. Y'all, bring me out of the shadows. I'm not as active as I could be if I had more people hollering back at me. So you never know. Justin T, I want to shout out your boy Bernie Gers. Shout out to Bernie celebrating a birthday today. Gemini gang, gang, gang. We started off the conversation, Gemini gang, gang, gang. So shout out to Bernie. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating a birthday. Lester J, I see your comment. Lester said we should talk about how Black folks should approach this Asian attention. We actually, I think, did have a conversation about some of the Asian policies and legislations that have come about as a result of the Asian hate, but the less than swift attention we've had to some of the conversations for Black people, like materially doing things about qualified like that.
I do gotta point out how they was able to pass that motherfucking Asian hate crime bill, but they were not able to pass a bill protecting voting rights for certain people in certain communities. That's gonna be a political chop though. We gonna talk.
Hey, but for real too. Listen, y'all that have stuff for Ask the Chop Up, put it on send it, DM it to us. We on we on Instagram at the Chop Up Show. We on Twitter at Chop Up Show Pod. You can put stuff in the comments of the recordings on Apple Podcasts, Blog Talk Radio, Spotify, wherever. Y'all can come to our Facebook. Y'all can send us specific DMs. However you want to holler at us about talking about certain stuff on the show. Send us a message, send us a DM so we can get the stuff that you all want to talk about a little bit more. Grace, you said what are our political leanings? I am against anti-Blackness. I'm against anti-queerness. I am against most modes of capitalism, understanding that there is no ethical consumption under capitalism. And I believe that if you love the people, you ought to be out there working to free the people. Anything outside of that is conditional, situational, and negotiable, and it depends on the context. So I don't really have a really tight-knit political affiliation or association. I believe what I believe, and I look at the truth in the face when it comes up on me. So that's kind of how I move.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and close it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I think they didn't ran out of usernames, and because we just been knocking them out. Shout out to Ethereal Beauty. She pointed out what's happening in the comments is proof that this show is reaching and growing. This A mark of success. This is a mark of success. You know what I'm saying? So
like you.
Yeah, we in here. So make sure, if y'all want to catch this episode, catch just the audio. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know you want to see his face, but you can just catch the audio at Spotify, Apple iTunes, really wherever you get your podcast. If you just Google the Chop Up Show, you literally just Google it. We up there. You know what I'm saying? Google us. Yeah. Y'all know what niggas say. Google us. So y'all see us up there. When y'all come back, some of y'all will see that y'all are mods, so y'all can go ahead and help us take care of these people. You feel me? But make sure y'all, like we said, subscribe to all the platforms. Follow us on Instagram at the Chop Up Show. Follow us on Twitter at the Chop Up Pod.
Chop Up Show Pod.
Excuse me. That's at the Chop Up Show Pod. At the Chop Up Show Pod.
At Chop Up Show Pod. At Chop Up Show Pod on Twitter. Shout out to all of y'all. We're gonna get Dominique. Don't even use Twitter.
Shout out to Piker. Shout out to Ethereal Beauty. Listen,
Principessa. Everybody. Hey, Hottie. Yeah, we need to shout out Hottie. Been all through the comments here talking to us.
YB Entertainment TV. Thank you. Wow. Hey, hit us up in the DM us on Instagram. We gonna rap. We gonna rap. Yeah. But y'all know. But y'all know how we do. You know what I'm saying? We end the show the same way that we end the show. Thank the haters for the engagement and the numbers. Y'all really gave us a boost on at the end there. And we out.
Me, my guys, we really lie. Lord, forgive me, pay my tithes. Please don't have me reach inside. And that's in the console. Keep the semi when I ride. Lit off Henny when I